Uh, but in this satsang or anything like this, spiritual search or anything, it is mainly focused on one thing, knowing the truth or anything like this. And there is a very famous um, name for it, waking up. Why it is called waking up? Nobody seems to be accepting that I am sleeping. I did not see anybody who accept that. Even those who are seeking, even those who are spiritual people, they don't really accept that I am sleeping. And if you don't accept you are sleeping, how you will wake up? Waking up cannot happen through some tablet, some injection, without your knowledge, without your consent, without your effort. So it is sure that there is some kind of sleep we are in before we wake up. Now what is this sleep? First of all, it is a sleep which you are not aware of. This is first thing. There is a sleep going on which you are not aware of. And until you are aware of it, nothing is going to change. You will be doing everything but not waking up. So whatever you will do in the state of not waking up cannot take you outside of the sleep. There is only one thing I have noticed so far which can take you outside of your sleep or your dream state, what I call daydreaming. Your total desire to be free, your intense desire to be free. You are like almost screaming in your heart that I want to be free, which will kind of shake your, you can say, your being body, let's say. If we use this analogy of sleeping, it's like you are sleeping, and when you shout too much in a dream, having some nightmare or something, then your body also shakes a little bit and you wake up actually. So if we use the same analogy, when your being screams like anything, your being body shakes and may wake up. So this is most important. But I have noticed that most of us don't have this complete desire, total desire to know, to wake up. Our desire is still not crystallized. The reason is we still have hope that something else can solve my problem. Whereas the truth is, nothing else will solve your problem. There is nothing lacking in you. It is just that you are missing home. You want to come home and rest. That's all you are missing. And because of this restlessness, everything is colored in sadness, depression, restlessness. Everything looks bad. There is nothing bad. Outside everything is beautiful for the one who is resting in his own self. But it cannot happen until you start seeing your own mistake. I mean, if you start investigating a little bit, first of all, the starting point will be to allowing this teaching to go inside yourself without rejecting at the level of mind that no, it's not, it's nonsense. Maybe it is nonsense, but first allow and then see. Then you will know yourself. Nobody can go inside yourself. Remember this. This is a one way. Only you can go inside. You can come out, but nobody can go in. So let us meet on your balcony. Let's have a talk. But let us have a talk. Don't don't keep your doors closed while we are talking like this. Otherwise, nothing will happen. So first allow me to say what I want to say. Then you test it, examine it with honesty, not through the mind. If you test it through the mind has different ways to reject it. But then mind has no way to know anything in the first place. Have you ever known anything really through the mind? Mind is not more than information about. I mean, like you cannot taste a mango through the mind, you cannot taste the truth also through the mind. Your heart, your being is needed for that. So if you just allow me, and also allow the possibility in your mind that maybe what he is saying is right, maybe there is some kind of sleep I am not able to detect, so maybe I try. I mean, we are continuously living from mind. We are staying in the mind, living from mind. That is the mistake. And if I have to highlight this mistake, how possibly you can see it using the mind. Some higher perspective is needed. Some overview is needed. Some hilltop is needed from where you can see. Together, we can reach to this hilltop, at least for one moment maybe. So you will have an overview of what is going on. After that, it is much easier. This is what I call recognition. Together, you can have recognition of yourself. If you don't resist too much, if you don't try to understand everything too much, if you don't try to judge and evaluate everything that is being said, if you don't believe in your mind too much. So first like this, and if you allow, if you accept the possibility of what I am saying, then you will be able to see that what I am calling sleep is a mechanical state of the being. It is a mechanical state of the being, not of the body, not of the mind. They are anyway mechanical. So when we hear anything like this, I also in my past heard something like be aware. Then I started becoming aware of everything that I was doing, not what I was. And then it takes like whole life, you keep becoming aware of your activities, your body, your mind, your mechanical habits, and it takes you nowhere. The one who is the doer, who is the creator of this sleep, remains hidden. It never comes in the light. When it is said be aware, it is just a starting point that okay, you be aware of the body for let's say 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Then you be aware of your mind, 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. I myself have done this and I see everybody doing. When it is said watch your mind, it looks like watching your mind something will happen. Just watching your mind. It is possible actually that if you just watch your mind. But we don't just watch the mind. We watch the mind with interest. Either something will happen, this interest, or what kind of thoughts are moving on. And I have seen after 3 or 4 or 5 years of practice, people come to this point where they are like quite expert in watching the mind, but mind still does not stop. Because now mind has got the message that you need to watch the mind, meaning you need to watch the thoughts. It keeps creating thoughts now for you. The idea was that you keep watching the mind, non-participating, without participating. Then there is a distance created in the experience. I mean, normally it is like I am thinking. It is not my mind, it is I am thinking. When a thought moves in the head, I am thinking like this. That's why you have impulse to do anything about it. When you watch, you will be able to see that no, it is not I am thinking. There is something moving in my system, and there is no compulsion to follow every thought. And when this space is created, then this is time to see, to watch, to be aware of the one who is watching it. This was the idea. But we tend to play the game of spirituality or of meditator. Most of us are playing as meditators, the game of meditation, where lot is apparently happening, but we are not reaching anywhere. You will not reach anywhere until you see the mistake. The mistake is You are sleeping, you need to wake up. Simple. What you do, how you are, doesn't matter. It simply does not matter. It was okay for the beginning, when you had no idea what is spirituality or what is meditation or what is awareness or what is there at all, you know. But once you started exploring what is there inside, then you don't need to take care of anything else. What are your habits? How much you are aware of your body activities, movements and mind, how graceful you are, how much awareness you are using when you are moving anything, doesn't matter. It simply does not matter. What matters is who is moving, not hand that is moving. You are moving the hand. Be aware of yourself, not of your activities. And what is not your activity? There is nothing we know that we can say is not my activity, except the one who knows. There is only one thing which is not the activity, the one who knows the activity happening. There is a natural awareness inside, always present, but never noticed. So if we come to this seeking or this seeing, recognition, anything you call it, your journey, with this kind of clarity and background, then it becomes much easier to focus your efforts on the right spot. Then you put very little effort, you get a lot of results. Then it actually becomes like a decision. I know few people, even one of my friend also. We were talking together and we could touch the point, and he said, "Yes, you are right." But he said, "No, but I will not go any further now, because I don't really want to know myself. I want to play the game of this journey of seeking and spirituality and meditation and things like that." So then it is fair enough. He already declared clearly, "I don't want to reach." But at least you reach to that point where you have capacity to say that, "Okay, I want to go further or I just want to come back." It is okay to come back, your decision, your life. But at least know something. Because I see many seekers who could be much better in normal life. They could live a normal life, earning money, spending time with society, living a very happy life, because they have certain intelligence, certain creativity, certain awareness, which could be used in creativity and other things, planning and strategies, innovation, anything. They don't really want to know the truth of life, they just want to be relaxed a little bit, which could be very easily achieved, but they boarded a wrong train, and then they waste a lot of time, and after that they come back to the same point which I am pointing at right now. I have seen especially in this area where we live, so many people come. Like I know some people who have invested 25-30 years in with Osho Ashram. They came, then they went to their countries to live a normal life, because now their fear that their money is finishing now or finished. Now they need to again do something about it. And slowly they realize that this is a beautiful life that they're living there. So it is quite okay to decide in any favor whether you want to know yourself or not. But to be clear what you are doing, why you are doing, and then do it. Don't play. Doing, not doing, doing, not doing. And this doing is not so much doing actually, it is mostly seeing. It is more, this doing is more about decision, whether you really want to know yourself or not. As I said before also, I would like to remind everybody here also, every morning, anybody who is really interested in truth, who is a seeker, and I can assume that all of us who are sitting here, we are searching for truth. We want to know the truth of ourselves or truth of the life. It is the same thing. So for everybody like this, you wake up in the morning and first thing you ask yourself, do you want to get enlightened today? Are you ready for it? You will get two answers, yes or no. And be very authentic, be very honest, and be very total in it. It cannot be turned into a mental question. Otherwise you will get nothing out of it. That's how we waste all the techniques. We convert them into mental techniques. So be comfortably sitting out in our mind, deep in the ego. We allow a portion of the mind to do this activity. Nothing will happen. Meaning, neither it will touch you, the ego, nothing will change, no threat, no discomfort, no problem. Otherwise, when a technique works, the first thing you experience is discomfort. You cannot have a wonderful, as Muji says, you cannot have a cappuccino satsang. It is fire, it will burn you, the you which you are not, and it will show you the one which you are all the time. It's not really something comfortable, but it doesn't work because we turn it into mental. So don't turn this technique into a mental thing. Be total when you ask. Total means as much as you can. You cannot be really 100% total, but be total as much as you can. Don't leave anything hidden, any energy, and then ask yourself. And if the answer comes, yes, I want to be free from suffering today, then I would say you can celebrate that day. In the evening you celebrate that very soon you are going to be free. Nothing can stop you now. And if not, then check why not. What is the resistance inside me which is pulling my leg? When I try to fly, when this teacher tells you that we can fly together, and I hold your hand also, but then something pulls you back and keep pulling you back and doesn't leave you, check what is that. There must be some of your own parts unconscious and you are not aware of it. You have not seen it. This question will make everything visible to you, all your resistance. There is a natural resistance which comes from the mind when you do anything like this, anything intense like this. So every day you ask this question, and it's something very important I am saying. That's why I repeat this question. I said this to you all, I don't know how much you did. This single question can remove all your resistance, provided you are sincere and honest in asking this question and in your search. If you are sincere and honest, meaning it is going to bring lot of noise in different form, very convincing thoughts, beliefs, that because of this I don't want to know myself today. But if you are stable, then you will be able to see the whole thing under one light. That on one hand you are searching. You have put your life on a state. Life is in waiting state. You are not doing everything because after this is finished, then I will do it. And on the other hand, you know. What is no? I mean, it is okay that everybody has stage fear. Most of us have stage fear. But then somebody suddenly feels that I want to break this. And how to break it? You find some opportunate moment to participate in some activity on the stage. And in that moment doesn't mean that you will not have this fear. Actually, you want to break the fear. That's why you are doing it. So you cannot expect that the moment you decided and next week is the event and then you are free. No. This week will be like hell for you. You will have to live this fear every moment. That's how it will be cleared from your unconscious mind. So 1 week, 2 days, whatever it is, and then the peak time has come when you are walking towards the stage, and still you will feel like I am dying now. And every mind will try to find some possibility to somehow, maybe I want to go for pee or something, or let's say maybe I don't feel so good today, maybe I can try this some other time. And if you are sincere that I really want to be free from this fear, you will continue walking despite of any experiences, such negative experiences. And you will come on the stage, few moments like hell, and after that, you know, you're like, oh. And then you will laugh how easy it was. I mean, the experience was 1 week or something, or not even 1 week, like before that also there is a track of few years where you are continuously like trying to adjust everything when there is talk happening, that okay, let's do something like this, and you try to hide somehow, you find some rationale for not doing it, not participating in it, anything like that. And now you are free from it like anything. How easy it is. These all kind of situation, feelings, emotions, energetic negativities and things like that, this will be felt when you ask this question, which is nothing but resistance. Resistance in unconscious form, meaning there is something which really does not exist, but because of some unconscious movements of energy, it has been stored. When it comes out, it will be felt as bad. It cannot be felt as good. But do you want to clean your house or you want to stay in the garbage bin? Your decision. If you want to continue staying in the bin, which has made your life hell and poisoning every of your experience, there is a possibility of staying in the park like in heaven. It's a beautiful park and you are in a mood. Air is beautiful, temperature is good, children are laughing like anything, and you really want to be totally here without any disturbance, and very easily any thought, anything can come out and can spoil the whole thing. You are like you are always victim of your mind, of your thoughts. Where are you? You are nowhere. You are just a prisoner, victim of your thought, if you notice. It is just that you think it is my mind which gives you a consolation that no, I am the owner of it. Where are you? Show me. Who is the owner? The owner is never afraid of anything and is also not affected by anything. His joy is unbroken. His peace is continuous. He lives in a stable position. Constant. Do you know anything constant? And by asking this question continuously, you will see layer upon layer, lot of resistance. And without removing this resistance, nobody can know anything. Because it is like, as I said before, you are driving a car, 1 foot on the petrol accelerator, 1 foot on the brake, and both pressing hard. Lot of noise, lot of smoke, lot of petrol is being burnt, and you are not moving anywhere. Simple like this. So don't try hard to press this petrol pedal more. First try to check what's going on. Maybe there is a handbrake, something must be there. This seeking, what I call, is not a doing so much that you have to climb a mountain or anything. It is more about seeing. I don't exactly remember the words, but yesterday I read somewhere that freedom is not about demanding new situations, new life. It is all about opening your eyes or seeing life with new eyes. I think that's exactly what it was. What is new eyes? Meaning whatever you know so far is invalid in some way. Whatever you know so far is invalid in some way. I mean, it is not able to deliver correct report. It is not able to give you right perception of life. as we were talking yesterday, it is very appropriate to check your tools before using them. And what are the tools we have? For example, we want to say that we are saying that we want to know, I want to know myself. What is the tool that you are using? Is it correct tool? Have you questioned, verified, and if required, corrected the mistake of the tools? What is the tool? Body is not the tool which is going to be used in this search. What is the tool? And in this introspection, not only your tools will be corrected, purified, but also you will become aware what exactly you need for this. So it's all about being aware, aware, aware. Listen and become aware, listen and become aware. More and more and more and more and more. And when you are totally ready that, okay, now I am totally ready to know myself because I have corrected all the mistakes and my tools are also perfect now. Then most probably next moment, next day, you will say, hey, I don't need to do anything now, I know myself. I am myself already. Where I was searching, like why I was wondering anywhere else. Because there is a very simple, it's a very simple trick which mind is playing and we are not able to notice. As a seeker, for example, if you are not what you can ever be, then there must be two self. The one who is searching, the one who will be found. Now which one is you? Which one is you? If you are the one who is going to be found, then who are you? Who is searching? And if you are the one who is searching, then why you are searching for anything else other than yourself? Because you are saying, I am searching for myself. Do you see this point? It's such a small trick, but it's a very clean trick which mind is continuously playing to keep you away from yourself, which you all already are. Right now you are yourself, totally. There is nothing missing here, except that there is some certain energy in the body, in the mind, in the deeper layers, which need to be exhausted. Now how to exhaust it? Either through experiences, through activity, through adventure, through thrills, and if not, then through seeking. And once it is exhausted, you are sitting here exhausting this energy. Once it exhausts, you will see, oh, I am here. You were always here. You are always here. And also a very important thing to remember in this talk, if your experience or your recognition is not that I was always like this, it was just that I did not notice. If it is not this, if it is more than this, like a wow experience that, oh wow, I achieved something new, remember it is a trick of mind. You have not reached home yet, remember this. If it is more than waking up, then remember it is not done yet. It cannot be anything else. It's like I was in a kind of strange sleep or a dream, I don't know, but now I am not anymore. But I am the same one. The same one who was saying that I am in a trouble is saying now I was never in a trouble. It was some kind of dream, nightmare which is done now. I'm out of it now. Remember this. If you are having anything more than this, then it is again polluted by the mind. So be aware, continue. Don't call off the search yet. So this satsang is not a teaching. It's not information being shared so that you can store it in your mind and use it afterward. It is an effort to wake you up right now through different talks and techniques and like this. It is like this. I mean, because I can see you cannot, but doesn't mean that I am only true, you are not. No, it doesn't mean that. I am true, you are true. I can see, you cannot. That's all. Beloved friends, remember that's all you have to do. You have to just see. You don't have to grow. You are already what you can ever be. You just have to see. And we can very easily see it together. While we are talking, we reach to a certain frequency where we start humming. You know, it's like humming. We start humming together. It will be like this. And then it is possible that you can also see. And you will see what you have, not what I am giving you. You know, I am not altering yourself. I am just trying to clean your eyes. Or that too only for a few moments, so that you can see. And it is very much possible if you are if you are attentive, present, allow. If you have come to listen certain thing, then you will listen only that. But if you have come to listen to me, to Raji, then you will get really something important, something fundamental. Just try to see. When you go to carry some dust or something, let's say sand you want to carry home, how much you can carry will depend on the container that you carry. But what if sand is ready to come home as much as you want? Then this container will be in the way. You continuously insist, no, I am very self-dependent, so I will use my container only. Then it will be a very slow process, and by the time this sand reaches home, nothing will reach home, all will be fallen on the way. If you insist too much my way, that no, I will know in my way. And then I will tell you a story of this Zen master where he came across a person who says that I want to be your disciple. He says, okay, we have two wings. One is of the disciples, one is of the masters. Which one you would like to choose? He says, of course, I would like to choose master wings. He says, then get out. We don't have any such thing. Do you see this point? You cannot know anything. You cannot take any help from anybody until you are open. Until you are not holding the position of a master. Disciple simply means the one who is ready to learn. It doesn't mean that you will be rolling in my feet or something. You know, it simply means that you are ready to open inside. It's a very inside thing. It has nothing to do with behavior. Like you are ready, you are intelligent enough. You know, it's more like you are mature enough, you are intelligent enough to see that yes, if I have come here, it makes sense that I listen. I will decide later on what to do about it, but at least I clearly listen, clearly, exactly, neutrally, without any prejudices, without any mixing of my own opinions. That I will do maybe later on. But first you receive what I am giving in the purest possible form. After that, if you want, you can pollute it, you can do mixing, cocktailing of your own, which is okay. But at least once you receive exactly what is being given. But what is happening is, what happens normally is, mind comes in between me and you. And whatever is given, mind receives it, colors it, makes a cocktail of it and gives to you, thinking that this baby cannot take more than this, like some newborn baby, they cannot digest fresh milk, like undiluted milk. So then mother has to put water, That's what mind is doing. No, but how you can say this? But in that way, mind will never allow. Because what I am saying is death of mind. Not the activity of mind, but the psychological mind which says that I am this person, I am this body. It will never allow. Because mind in itself is perfect. It is the user of the mind which has a problem. This user of the mind does not know about itself fully. You don't know about yourself fully. Once you know about yourself, there is no problem. Mind, no mind, doesn't matter. All these ideas of empty mind, no mind, they are appreciated by those who are troubled by mind. When you know yourself, you are not troubled by your mind. Why you would be troubled? It is your own mind, like your own bike. And you are talking to your friend, my bike is giving me a lot of trouble. He will say, okay, then get a mechanic and get it repaired. He said, no, when I sleep, it starts walking. When I sleep, it goes to somebody else. It's crazy, no? And if it is not like this, what is your relationship with your mind? Or stop calling it your mind, start calling myself. So your mind means yourself. Is it like this? Or if it is not, if it is your mind, what kind of mind it is? Is it like a dog or something which is uncontrollable? I mean, let us try to see it. It's a very innocent question that I am asking, knowing very well how it is already. It's just an effort to wake you up from the conventional way of approaching it. There is a conventional way of approaching, and mind becomes very easily expert of it. So in place of you doing the search for truth, mind is doing the search for truth for you. You become comfortable that search is anyway going on. So I am a very good man, pious man or woman. I am doing the best thing anybody can do. Osho said that this is the biggest challenge a human being can take. So I am already doing the best. While you are enjoying the parties, Facebook, chit-chat with friends in restaurants and everything else. So you find it's a wonderful life. Search is also going on. So it will reach me somewhere? No, it will not. You are required, not your activities. For knowing the search, you are required. Nothing else is required. Even if you are not doing any activity and you are just sitting in your room and available and investigating, introspecting, it is enough. But if you are not there, then whatever activity you do doesn't matter. Activities are not going to take you anywhere. There is nothing wrong in any part of yourself, any aspect of yourself. There is a misunderstanding in you about yourself, which has to be cleared. How it will be done, how activities can do it. Like you are not clear about whether this person owe me $1,000 or $2,000. And to remove this confusion, the restlessness of this confusion, you go to gym doing this cardio or something. How would it help? Doing all these exercises, meditation techniques and things like this is not more than this if you are not clear about why you are doing it. The one who is clear why I am doing it, then even they can help. And they help a lot actually when you know why you are meditating. Meditation is not to clean, to improve, to make you more subtle, more stable or something. No. It works like that way also, like a therapy. Mostly people use meditation techniques as therapies. But this is not the purpose of meditation technique. Purpose is for you to be clear about who you are. This is the only thing which is causing all the trouble. Meaning there is darkness in the room, and because of the darkness you are seeing things which don't exist, and you are suffering from those things also. And out of suffering, out of frustration, you are moving and you are jumping and you are stumbling and you are, fighting. You are destroying other things. You are hurting yourself. Effectively, it is all disturbance, which is inexperience. So it is impossible for you to accept that it can be because of something which does not exist. It is possible. It is all happening because of something which does not exist. Not because of the thing, but because you believe in it and you start acting from there because of this. So every problem lies in you. Every problem has its roots in you. You just cut the roots and be free. So anybody who wants to know the self will have to focus like this as much as possible. try to wake up, try to check what I am doing, why I am doing. Don't believe that techniques or any process for that matter, any teaching I would say even for that matter, can take you there without your knowledge. Even this is possible, but you need to be 100% here. You just be 100% here. One day, I would say not 1 hour, but let's say 1 hour. You just for 1 hour be here totally, but then you be here totally. Without defenses. Don't then defend now, because I am going to kill what you are not. In one moment I can kill what you are not. And you can shine as true self, as the God itself in one moment. But you don't allow. It is like a joint venture that is happening here. I am teaching, you are taking the teaching and doing in your way. This is not the efficient way to do it. Let's do it together right now. Not like at home, when you go at home, then tomorrow. No? So even this is possible. But then you need to be here totally. But if it is not happening, then do your own homework on the lines of introspecting, checking everything, what's going on, what exactly is going on. For example, the most important question is why you are here. Most important question, the starting point must be why you came here in this satsang. This must be your starting point. Because if you are not clear about your needs, how you can choose what you need, like how you can choose the product or services or anything that is required to fulfill this need. And the more you become clear what exactly you need, the more you are actually coming close to the supply source of that, for that need also. Okay? Because your need cannot be fulfilled outside. Your need is a restlessness very, very deep inside yourself. And you must go in and check what exactly it is. And in that very checking, something will happen, which I don't want to verbalize, and you will know something much deeper than you have ever known. So my request is, work on these lines. You start waking up now about whatever you are doing, any technique, any message, anything. And be honest, be sincere. Because there is no possibility of argument and fighting, especially here. We are on the same side. I am not trying to sell you anything. You came on your own because you wanted to come. So at least give some chance for me to demonstrate, to show you what is here, what is possible. Then it becomes quite easy. I mean, I want to kind of cut it here a little bit, and I would like to invite you all for any questions. Any kind of question or sharing, maybe a little bit, not too much, because we have time constraints. So please feel free to ask anything, it's okay.
How to know, you said about, how are you going to know when you're in your mind? Like the nature of the mind kind of, like being stuck in the mind, not seen as it is. And so when you're in the inquiry, how do you know when you're, it seems, I was at my point where I'm like, am I still in the mind? And then it gets all messy. Is there any...
I will tell you. It is actually not really easy to identify whether what you are doing is coming from mind or not. Because all the time in the beginning, you are yourself anyway in the base, and your mind also at the same time, all the time. So all the efforts come from the mind. Everything comes from the mind in the beginning, because there is nothing else. But at the same time, when it is said that you are mind, you are not mind only, you are much more than that. It is like a, you can say like a multi-layered architecture, where right now you are living only the outermost layer of yourself, which we can say body and mind. But it doesn't mean that the deeper layers don't exist. It doesn't mean that. They do exist. And as you put your energy in this direction, you start becoming aware of the deeper layers. So it really doesn't matter who is doing what. If you are not trying to hold on to anything, if you are not trying to achieve anything, if your intention is only to see whatever it is, then nothing can hinder, obstruct your way. It really doesn't matter.
So like, there's times when like there's seeing clearly, like when clearly being influenced by the mind, but then when it seems like, okay, things are getting subtler, and then that little thought comes in, like, this is the mind, just see that and just keep.
Yes. I mean, the technique that I told you is a very simple technique, that you see, and also whenever you see anything inside, you remind yourself, I can see it. You are just reminding yourself, yes, I can see it. And there is nothing more to this technique, remember, because mind will try to add more and more, so that it can sabotage this technique, so that you feel it's not working. This is a technique which can take you to the very core of yourself, because this is the only thing which is present in every layer of your existence. Seeing. For now we can say, I am seeing. In the purest form, it is just seeing, not even this I am seeing. There is no seer, it is just pure seeing from the core of yourself. Pure seeing is happening, which is taking different forms at different layers of your existence. On some layer it is felt as spaciousness, bliss or anything. On another level, something else. And your thought is nothing but a form of yourself. You are always a one unity, regardless of how split or divided you feel. It is just a feeling. You are divided, you feel divided, you are not divided. All the divisions are psychological, believed divisions. There is no real division.
So then, is it accurate to say then, when I'm in inquiry and I'm seeing something, then I get caught thinking I'm that, and then I do something, then it's that it takes me back out.
Yes,
So
it will.
It just keeps saying.
Yes. I will again say the same this thing. I will remind you. I mean, so the technique is, you just see whatever is inside and remind yourself, yes, I can see. That's all you have to do. And when you are seeing, and then some thought comes which takes you away, and you remember again, oh, I lost. Then you come back also. And this whole episode will also be seen from a deeper layer, and you will start becoming aware of it also slowly. That I saw myself seeing, getting caught up in the mind, flowing with the mind, and then coming back also. But you only hold the position of seeing. I can see. Just keep seeing. And through this, your seeing will become pure. Right now the seeing or the seer, what we say you are right now, or the observer, have all the interests. Not only the base interests like I want to be free or I want to be happy, but also there are unconscious interests in activities. Any thought that is passing has capacity to withdraw your attention. And as you keep seeing, meaning keep holding this position of seeing that I will just see, this position of the seer becomes pure. The interests also come in the view. And like this, everything keep coming in the view. So we can safely say it is like this. And you keep going naturally to the deepest possible layers of your own self, while everything comes in the view, howsoever intimate it might be, whether it is a state, whether it is a belief, whether it is a feeling that I am this, anything like this. So it's like this. So it's nothing to do, just remind yourself, whatever you do other than seeing is not seeing, remember this, it's so simple. Can you see it? Or you are saying that yes, I can see it. And just keep seeing it. Keep seeing it. And it is apparently difficult, but it is really not difficult. Apparently because of your habit of the mind, engagement with the mind. But in reality, this is your nature. Seeing like this, meaning seeing without participating. This is your nature. So you are kind of calling and provoking your nature to wake up in a way. So it's okay. And this technique can take you to the very core of yourself. It will cut the whole mass, spell, whatever you call the hypnosis of the mind. It will cut the whole. And mind really has a lot of power. I mean, even when we don't realize, it is still the power of mind under which we are thinking, working, living. The sleep is that you don't know that you are sleeping. This is the power of the sleep. And that's why it escapes from your seeing. Because you search for something which is tangible, which is easily noticeable. No. It is something subtle. So you have to grow in subtleties. You have to grow in sensitivities so you can see the subtle. So doing a lot of effort cannot really take you there. Growing more sensitive will help. Becoming more sharp in your seeing, more intelligent in your seeing, like a laser beam or something. That will help.
But what do you mean by seeing? It's like observing your deeds, observing your thoughts?
Anything?
Yeah?
Anything?
Like analyzing?
No, just
No.
seeing.
Just seeing.
Yes.
And it's kind of being in control. You just have to work on things which you do, on things which you think.
No, I mean, I'm not saying that you keep doing this all the time.
Yeah.
You do it as a technique, let's say, like a meditation technique. You sit and you see. I mean, like not open eyes, of course. Then you will see from on this side of the eyes. You close your eyes and just see. And you just see. Nothing else. No plus, no minus. Mm-hmm. Meaning, can I do this? No. Can I do this? No. Just see. And remember, yes, I can see. Whenever you can see anything, you just remind yourself, I can see. It will remind you that you are just here to see, not to do anything. In any form. Neither you want to control anything, neither you want to embrace anything, nor you want to reject anything. You don't want to modify anything. We can say you don't touch anything at all. Just see. And it is going to be difficult, which is okay. But it is worth. Because if you can just see, you can be free from the power of mind. Then you can see how you are, what you are really, and what is the position of the mind, meaning the thoughts. We don't really know anything more than anything about mind more than thoughts, or do we know? I mean, when we say my mind, there is no such thing as my mind, or is there anything like this? There are just thoughts, memories, anything like this. But is there anything like some kind of entity which you have noticed one-to-one sometime, like I'm with Peter, and this is my mind of Peter, let's say. So have we met like this with our mind, or they are just thoughts, no? So I'm saying, just see.
It just seems like my mind by the what is it, how much involvement with the thoughts, then it seems like it's a...
Actually, you are right, it is like this, but because it has become very famous word, my mind is giving me trouble. But there is no my mind. How it can give you trouble? But it is true that you are troubled. So let's check why. There is no such thing as my mind. It is when you think, it is experienced as mind. When you feel, it is experienced as feeling. When you express your energy as emotions, it is felt as emotional energy. When you see, it is experienced as awareness. It is you everywhere, nothing else.
So the idea or the belief of problem seems to lie in the getting caught up in others' thoughts or my thoughts, that they're real, and then I get into them, whether they're yours or mine, and they get entangled, and then when I walk away and there's this residualness,
Yes,
it's
yes.
like, that's how I relate to mine, and what was that,
Yes,
getting
yes.
caught in that. Knowing that, because that moment comes when it's like, it's not even real, why am I like wet and sticky from all that, what happened?
Yes, yes. Actually, this game is more mysterious than you imagine. This state, this mind. That's why I say you see, because whatever I say will not be clearly understood. Because the one who says my mind, let's say the one who says my thought is a thought in itself. The one who is saying that my mind is troubled, my thoughts, others' thoughts. This one is a thought. So that's why I don't want to say these things myself. I want you to see them. When you see, you can see them. And when you see, then you also know that you are something which can see, which immediately makes a distance between the one who sees and that which is seen. And that which can be seen will be very easily, fundamentally, experientially known that I am not that. Isn't it? And it must be tried. You must try it and get back to me what happened. If you really want to do, lot will happen and still you will continue. If you don't want to do, you will try and will very soon give up, because it looks like horrible. It's like a horrible experience, just seeing. It is most simple and most difficult thing to do. Most simple for a child. If you remember how you were like a child, then you are just sitting and seeing. Seeing means seeing. I'm just seeing. There is nothing like what is this, what is not this, what is the best way to see, what is not. Just seeing. You are just seeing. And in this very seeing, you start opening up in all the dimensions. In this dimension, in this dimension, you start opening up like this. So there is no. I'm not proposing a best way of seeing, this way of seeing, that way of seeing. Just see. But this just see looks too simple, too easy, and not so effective. But anybody who has ever known the true position, the true self, they are called the seer. Anybody who has ever known the true self has always said that I am a seer. I am just a witness. And when it is said, I am just a witness, it is a moment of celebration. It is not something bad that, oh, I am just a witness, I cannot participate. You are participating all the time, and still without being affected by any changes that are happening in the life, in your life. It's a greatest achievement, so to say. I am just a witness. This is the power of this thing. But do you want to do it or not? This is the question. All these things are there. It's not that which technique you use. It is that do you really want to know yourself or not? If you don't, it is better you start something else. You start some business, some website. I mean, you start earning money, at least live a happy life. Why to waste time in these spiritual things and satsang and things like this? Do some painting, maybe adventure, anything which your heart you feel in the heart. There is nothing wrong in that. I am not really being sarcastic or anything. You do what you feel in your heart. But this search for truth is only for those who really want to know themselves, who have had enough of suffering and they have not found any way to get rid of it, to be free from suffering. It is only for those who have lost all the hopes and now they think that maybe this will help. Then in this effort they are total. They are not continuously looking outside that maybe something else, there is a better option. They clearly know there is no better option left now. They have finished the choices already. This is for them. So if you want to do it, it is going to be effective immediately. My feeling is within 1 hour, if not, at the max 3 days. Every day, half an hour, 15 minutes, you keep doing this for 3-4 times a day. And you will notice how much, what I call, when you see this, then you come back to me. You don't need to tell me, but you will notice what do I mean by sleep. You will see the sleep of your mind. Then you will see the sleep of yourself. But if you are ready, if you are really ready to know, yes, I want to know, then you will see. Otherwise, it will overwhelm you, it will take over you. You will give up the seeing and you will report some strange reason for not doing it. It's simple. Which is okay. I have nothing to push. I have no demands. I am doing it more like a song that I feel like singing, like a poetry, which will anyway happen even if nobody is here. So from my side, there is nothing, there is no take home. You have to ensure, is there any take home from your side for you? Do you taking anything? This is, you have to check. I mean, we are not charging anything here, but just think, if this class was 200 euro per class, would you still come? 200 euro per class for 1 or 2 hours, would you still come? Just another pointer to tell you how valuable it is for you. And if it is not most valuable, you will not really get much from here. You will feel good. I would not say that you don't come. Still you will get something from here. You will get some awakening. Something will happen. Some seeds maybe. But you will not be clear in these sessions. You can wake up only when this is most important for you. If there is anything else more important, then you can understand how it is. We take a small break, Peter?